Before buying, I asked my friends who were into the business and also did my research about the property. Now sharing this video to help those who have interest in buying a condo, especially overseas Filipinos like me.
So hi everyone, my name is Mona and I made this video so that I can share to my fellow OFWs who are also considering in buying a property. And then I was in your shoes almost 3 years ago, so I want to share 2 things you need to consider before actually getting one. So I'm here in Hanoi, Vietnam, and there were actually 2 things that I asked myself so that I know that I could really afford to actually buy a condo. So first things first is that you need to ask yourself that for the next 20 years, will you be still working? And then if you think it's yes, then good for you, because what the real estate agents will show you is just, for example, in my case, Phil Invest showed me 10% of the value of the condo that I bought, and that's just 10%, which you paid monthly for the first 1.5 years. I got a promo, so I got mine turned off over after 1.5 years. So when you divide it, it's actually cheap, so you get like, oh yeah, I can afford it. But that's just the first 2 years. You gotta think long term, because the process would be, first, you need to pay the reservation. Second, you would pay monthly to Philinvest, the real estate company who made the building. So only 10% for the first 2 years, as I said earlier. So it's still kind of affordable. But after the condo will get turned over, then you will have the payment of the entire value. That's when it all starts. So now, most bank loans in the Philippines will give you a term of at least 20 years, 10 years if you're lucky. But then you've got to think that for the span of 20 years, are you healthy enough to work and save money? Because each year for those 20 years, you got to think 12 months. Will there be months that you have no work? So you have to save up for those gap months, and also you need to have a savings. For example, COVID will happen again, and then what will you do? So you still need to pay in case if there are rules, I don't know. And so that's the first thing I considered, like the next 20 years. So I was thinking to myself that probably yes. So why not after 20 years, then you can have something like that, generating income, and then you retire early. The second one was, because being abroad, you need someone to take care of the condo. So will you hire a property manager, or do you have someone that you know whom you can trust, and then that can be a caretaker, and also you pay that person, that trusted person? So if you have those things, then why not? And I used to do freelance before, and I made pages for businesses, so it was easier for me to actually market, and it's something that I like. So I went on. The value was down, so I started paying it monthly. And I suggest that if you're looking into condos, only buy one first, because most especially when you're living abroad, you might get sick, or there are emergencies at home, then you will be the one spending for those. So you need to have at least one. And if you think that once it's turned over, you can start renting it out in Airbnb, Agoda, and Booking.com, then the condo is paying for itself, then you can have another one. But it's a risk. And if you're willing to wait, then that's like a maximum of 30 to 35 years of actually having a stable income to pay off mortgage. And there's also a technique that to lower the loan term, then you can pay the principal each year. So if you have a 3% like equivalent of the 3% of the total value, then you can have that savings and then pay it off directly from the principal so that your loan term will be shorter. So yeah, that's it. Like 2 things which actually are big things. So you need to consider that before like getting enticed to any marketing schemes, not really schemes, but any ideas of getting a property. So I hope to see you again. That's it.